Which do you like better?
Try this one. What's going on out there, world travelers? It's haircut week here on Big Sexy Digital Nomad. Yeah, that's right. Logan and Wayne, Big Sexy and I have 6-hour cycles. Yeah, it's not what you think. It's really just as simple as we got his haircut this week, and I got my haircut this week. Hey, we're probably not talking about it, but we are. If we do, we'll find out if we did so on the exact same day. Big Sexy.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this is hitting your ear holes, I hope that it is good. I got my hair cut yesterday, as of this recording.
No, I did mine Tuesday. So we're off by a day.
Maybe. I mean, what time on Tuesday did you get your haircut?
10:30 a.m.
Actually, it doesn't matter because no matter what, I would be ahead of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even if you got it, I might be in the third this or whatever. Travel math. But yeah, so I went clean shaven. You kind of got touched up a little bit. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Oh, I asked you a question and you did not respond.
Oh, did I just totally blank on something that you said?
Yeah, it would seem so, yes.
Could you re-roll that from the 3-minute mark?
Yeah, we'll take that back and say I look like obviously I went clean shaven. It looks like you just got touched up on the side, yeah?
Oh yeah. Yeah, clean shaven. I'm not going all the way, not yet.
Yeah, no major overhaul.
Man, I'll tell you, I'm going to avoid going all the way as long as I can because I saw this series of photos from a magician's lecture not too far from here that happened, I want to say Tuesday night.
Okay.
And all I could sit here and think is old, bald, white men.
So you want to hang on to all of those?
I got one that I can hold on to for now. Because the rest I can't really change.
No.
Older every day.
Just as white as the day you're born.
Pretty much. I mean, I can go to the Caribbean and tan for a bit, but that's only temporary. So I got to hang on to what little bit of hair I have left right now.
And no transitioning for you. You're going to stay a man.
No. I am who I am. So
yeah. All right, Papa. Yeah. But yeah. So this week was a very difficult week. It's been a really wonderful week and very difficult week. It's one of those fucking roller coasters that we run into every now and then in life. So listen, I'll give you the low first.
Okay.
I applied for the null cap position.
Yeah.
So the day I saw the email that I got accepted, and I got accepted into the area that I wanted and requested, I got that email 4 days after it says it was sent to me. You have to reply within 3 days.
Whew.
Right. So when it finally came into my inbox, or when I saw it in my inbox, and it's not an issue on their end, it's something on my computer didn't upload any of the new emails when I looked into my inbox until I had to hit reload. But I saw the message that I got there, and it said you accepted. I'm like, I got it, woo! And then I went to go try to register and accept it, and it just said place not accepted. I'm like, what do you mean place not accepted? I absolutely want to accept it. After doing some digging, saw that it was it hit my eyes 4 days late. So I don't know. The Reddit boards that I read and stuff like that say unlikely, but not impossible. So I submitted, requests, and I submitted requests in Spanish and got sent to the right department. So fingers and toes, and if I could, my nose. We'll see. But yeah, but the crazy thing is, if that dick punch happened on what was initially one of the greatest days I'd had in a while. Met two wonderful YouTubers, Julian and Aslan, and they came out to Benar Madana, and we recorded an interview. They were interviewing me and Nella as Americans in Costa del Sol. So they had a series of questions. Yeah, it was really awesome. They took us to lunch, and then we conducted an interview, and they're wonderful people. Shout out to Aslan. Shout out to Julian. They'll be guests on the podcast soon, I'm sure. They invited us out to where they live. I think they live in Marbella or Estonia or something like that. Apparently, it's very gorgeous weather. We have an invitation to come out. I think it's Marbella. And we have an invitation, and they got excited. They want to take us to show us all different parts of Spain. And we're like, yes, all right, win. You ain't got to say you want it. All you got to do is say win. And we'll go. So a lot of changes have happened in 7 days' time. Yeah, it's really it's been a very roller coaster day. We had a beautiful date day today. We just had a beach day. My friend Hasna, shout out to Hasna, never will be on the podcast. She told me that yesterday. She did not want to be interviewed. We had lunch. She came over. We went out to the beach and hung out, and then we got a nice little meal at this cafe on the corner of our building, kind of the corner, middle, whatever. Named Bohemio. Shout out to Bohemio. Had good food. I ordered what I thought was the large chicken wings, or the regular size, and not the tapas version, and they brought me 4 chicken wings.
Brought you 4 what?
Chicken wings.
Oh.
4. Cuatro. Only 4. And I ordered, they asked, do I want the tapas size? And I said, no, give me the regular size. And they brought me 4. And I'm wondering if the 4 is actually the tapas size, or do they have the nerve to bring somebody out 2 chicken wings? Right.
How's everybody look around there?
Not like California, that's for sure. Not like Americans. They're a little bit more fit, but not everybody. But it's hard to say here, because here I'm surrounded by old white British tourists.
Okay.
Yeah, and quite a few of them are bald as well, but a lot of old white tourists, either from.
So book me to come do a magic lecture. The audience is there.
Don't think I haven't been looking up locations to do this. As a matter of fact, when I take a video and I'm doing a walk, the thing called Bilbil, Castillo Bilbil, right over here, and I did get the information of who I need to contact to book events there.
All right, I just want to let you know there was a little bit of clipping in the audio. So on my end, it sounds like you found a steel dildo and want to book it there. Look, Pride Month, so have at it.
It is. I mean, I get the possibility of that concept. No, not a steel dildo. Castillo Bilbil.
Okay.
But Bilbil does sound like the name of a steel dildo.
If I had one, that's probably what I'd name it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Pride Month, and I don't want to get too far off on this tangent, but I want to thank Pride Month for existing. I want to, because I'm an idealist, okay? And at the same time, I'm also a business person. So there are times in which you have to tiptoe around certain things. But as somebody who regularly books touring performers to come to my town and perform, when entities like the Magic Castle and the International Brotherhood of Magicians and the Society of American Magicians change all of their stuff to rainbow in June, and then the bigots come out and start trashing it in the comments, I get to go through and preemptively block people that I never want to fucking interact with in my life. So thank you for existing. Thank you for creating ways to out yourselves. And let me tell you, if I went to Facebook and there's you can search around and find some way to find the list of people that you've blocked. The list is long. The majority of that list are people who, if there were some way to verify this, I have never actually engaged with or have been friends with. These are, like, I would say probably 80 to 90% of the people that are on my block list are either from what I just described or from back in 2020 when George Floyd was killed and there was similar kind of like overt bigotry on the internet. And when
it was manifesting itself in
like
very large ways.
I have tolerance for tolerance, but I have no tolerance for no tolerance, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like, and I don't mean to use the word tolerance, but I think it applies here. Thank you for proving yourself as somebody I don't want to work with. Right. Because I now have a forever digital record. If I ever had a question about whether or not I wanted to engage a client in my law office or book a magician, I've got a place to look. If there's ever like should I look? Oh, I've already blocked a lot of these fools. Let me see if they're on the list.
That part. Yeah, that does provide I saw a meme that said, "Thank you, Pride." Oh no, I'm excited for Pride Month, making homophobes uncomfortable for the next 30 days.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, just
right.
People are people. And
I'll tell you what's exciting about Pride Month is we're getting ready to move to Torremolinos, back to Torremolinos on Monday. Listeners may remember the bull with the butthole. Torremolinos is where that resides, and we're going back to the exact same apartment that we were in the last time we were there. So I'm looking forward to that. But Torremolinos is the gay part of Malaga.
Okay.
Yeah, Malaga was California. Torremolinos is San Francisco.
So when we were in London, we stayed on the edge of Soho, and there are definitely parts of where we kind of were wandering around that must have been, I mean, either we were just randomly hitting gay bars here and there, or we were in that part of town in London, or maybe we weren't, and it was just this was before June, so it wouldn't have been Pride Month. But yeah, there were definitely, and it's funny, like, we go into one, and in most of these places that we went to, regardless of the theme of the bar, we were just hopping in, having one drink, moving on. And we went into this one place and we're sitting there and we're having a drink, and my wife is like, we could probably stay here. It's just not only a bar, but it's a bear bar. And I think that you'd end up getting free drinks here. And I'm like, no, we're on the move. It's cool. I'm not opposed to it. Penny saved is a penny earned. You know what I mean?
Right.
But this is like midday too, so it's not like these places were packed or anything. There were like 5.
Not yet. I mean, you didn't do your thing.
Yeah, you did your thing, and we were seeing the whole move was to move around. One of the places that we went to had a turntable, and the one day that we were in this one place, I think the place is called The Ship, like a boat. And if you go to The Ship on Sundays, you could bring your own vinyls and they'll play them.
Nice.
And they've got a record player there, so that was kind of cool.
Vinyl Sundays on The Ship. That's awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun, actually.
And all of these establishments are in tiny little buildings, like basically like row house style buildings. If you're, to equate that to the US, they've got wonky little staircases that take you up and down the steps a lot of times and the bathrooms are usually on a different floor, and it's just and it can be treacherous, but it's fun. That you've got to pay attention and not get too shit faced to
to not be able to maneuver
downstairs.
Yeah, I remember. Where were we? We were at some restaurant near the beach, and I really had to go. And I just got out of the water, and so I'm going up to the restaurant, and then the water closet, the WC, is on the. I was on the upstairs, and man, those stairs were scary, thin and slick. And I just went up. Lucky I had sand on the bottom of my shoes from the beach, because had they just been wet, I'm definitely sure I would have had struggle going up the steps. And then you get up there, and the water closet is just like this tiny little. I know why they call it a water closet now.
Yeah,
it's like all they got is water and tiny walls closing in. But yeah, that was those can be done. I can't imagine trying to go up there when you're intoxicated, too intoxicated.
And when the place is packed, because like I said, most of our kind of trudging around was during the day or whatever.
Right.
And
yeah. I want to give another lovely shout out to my friend Hasna. Shout out to Hasna, who will never be on the podcast, for taking me up to Benalmádena Pueblo, which is the small town in this part of the city. The Pueblo means town, and Benalmádena is the area. Now, I live by the coast. I live on the coast of Benalmádena, and she took me up to the Pueblo, up in the town, and around these little restaurants and things of that nature. I was going to take the missus to the restaurant and have dinner there tonight, but the wifey decided to go to yoga class, so she's currently at yoga while I am here recording for you all
live. For those of you who are here, and there's a handful, say hi in the chat or the comments or whatever. We still don't know 100% how this thing works, so help us figure it out.
We're not sure if how much you're getting, or I know that we're also on Instagram right now. Shout out to all our Instagram followers in the room there. I know that there is a delay. I don't know how long that delay. If you didn't know the delay is, listeners, is if you were in both rooms and you heard it. So it is what it is. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to the move on Monday. That's going to be exciting. A lot of friends, well, not a lot of friends, a couple of friends have asked if they can help us out, but that nobody means it because we're moving. So people will say, "Can I help you?" And you don't mean that. I mean, I appreciate the offer. Yes.
You're back relatively light, correct?
I mean, light is relative in comparative to what we move out here. We still have, here we have 3 suitcases, 3 full-size suitcases, and her carry-on and my big old backpack. So we're still looking about 5 bags.
We went to London and Egypt with 2 suitcases and came home with 4.
Who did all the shopping? You or the missus?
Mostly her.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that I probably purchased I don't know, probably like 40 pounds worth of British candy in the M&S store.
So one suitcase was your candy.
One part of one suitcase was my candy.
Right. One big ass part. I'm sorry, your candy, and then a small box of toiletries.
Yeah. Got to get those Percy Pigs.
I get it. I understand. I keep thinking are there any kind of specialty food items or anything I want to grab at any of the duty-free spots when we're going through, and there just isn't. There isn't anything to look forward to shopping there.
You want to know why?
Excited by duty free.
Realized, and I didn't know this at the time, but I've just realized why it's important to buy the stuff while you're there, because the Percy Pigs are exclusively sold, I believe, at least from what I observed, the way that they're labeled and Brogan telling me where to go to get them, in a store called M&S, Marks and Spencer, I believe is what it is.
All right.
And it's just like a little grocery store, but they're in the city. So that was a weird thing about London is that we were in like downtown central London, and it wasn't a food desert. Like there are full scale real grocery stores with like fresh fruit, produce, meats, cheeses, all that stuff, like a normal ass grocery store, not one of these, bodega type places. A package of Percy pigs there was, I want to say, was like £1.80, which is
package of Percy pigs with £1.80.
£1.80, which 60 cents is a third of the 80, so like $2.40, $2.50 American.
Okay.
I'm looking on Amazon right now. I can get one delivered Saturday for $11.91.
Oh yeah, that's why you buy it when you're in the home country.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're facing that in the reverse. It was crazy expensive to try to ship Kool-Aid over here when I can buy it in the US for $3 a bottle. I think the ship one was like $14. And that's just one little thing.
And do you exclusively use those little like liquid concentrate?
I'll only use Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid should become a sponsor of Big Texas in the moment. I'll only use Kool-Aid brand Kool-Aid.
But not the packets?
No, not the powder, because the powder doesn't always mix completely.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the squeeze bottles are, artificially sweetened. And the really thin, bigger packets of Kool-Aid, they're either filled with sugar or they have zero sugar, and they're really, really gross. You got to add a sweetener to it anyway. The liquid is just easier. It's in the liquid. I can squeeze into the bottle. And I've rediscovered fruit-flavored soda because I just get a water, agua con gas in Espanol, and put the Kool-Aid in it, and it's just like having either cherry-flavored soda or watermelon-flavored soda. It's pretty delicious.
Agua con gas.
Agua con gas.
Now,
water with gas.
Are there any like popular brands of agua con gas?
Not that I'm familiar of. I'm pretty sure there are. I know that Topo Chico.
Yeah, but that's Mexican, not Spanish.
Right. It does not. Isn't. I haven't seen that here.
Bottled in Texas, but
they have. I want to say it's called Frontier, but I might be wrong. But that is one that I've seen everywhere. I think it's Frontier sparkling water.
Yeah, see, in London, that was the whole. You want sparkling or do you want flat?
Right, and I hate sparkling water.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I can't stand. I think I don't like the bitterness of it. It's. I want it to have a certain flavor, like carbonated nothing is just irritating.
I find it incredibly refreshing, and obviously different flavors and different textures for different folks. But I can drink, like it was one of the fun things about it for me. I know this is like a stupid little thing, but like being offered it every time,
and getting the option.
Yeah, given the option to get sparkling water, which is not a thing here in the States. Like you can ask for it.
The reason it's not a thing here in the States is because you're getting free water here.
Right.
They're not offering you free still or sparkling. You're going to pay for the water.
Yeah.
It's just, do you want to pay for a bottle of still water or you want to pay for a bottle of sparkling water?
Right. Oh, except in a hotel. Because we were in that hotel that I used the Amex points for, the one that we had, that people like us had no business being in. The water came in glass bottles, and anytime that we would call, this place was so swanky. Like I said, we didn't belong there. they weren't judgy about it, but like
No.
it was
your own self-deprecation, not
Yeah.
allowing you to walk around with the rich folk.
Well, I don't, it was funny because I was talking to my daughter about this just today. Like, I don't walk around the world acting like I'm as well off as I probably am. A lot of people are out there trying to look like they have something that they probably don't have. I'm like the opposite of that. Like, I will wear fucking cargo shorts and dumb t-shirts and whatever wherever I go, unless of course
Right.
I'll dress for the where I'm going. If I'm going to an event and it's a dress up event, I have obviously what I wear on stage, which is a little bit more formal but not super formal. I'm no Matt Donnelly in a tuxedo. But although for the new show that I'm working on, I do have a same color blue, or pretty damn close to color blue to the blazer that I normally wear on stage, except it's like one of those circus ringmaster styles.
Nice. You have a top hat. You have a blue top hat to go with it.
I don't yet, but it is certainly a top hat is something that I'm toying with. There's a couple of other things that I need to kind of sort out with. This is a show that's probably not going to launch until November of this year, so I've got time to sort all this out. But
what you need is a judge's robe that blue.
I have a judge's robe. It's not blue. I wonder if they make them. But
yeah, I'm sure like for graduation and different school colors.
Yeah, probably yes. But yeah, the new show concept, which again, my plan is to launch this tentatively in early November and then try to take it on some of the fringe circuit in 2025. And I got an email the other day from this site that I think I explained on here how really nice the back end of the Rochester Fringe Festival was, right? Well, there's another software that some fringe festivals use that I had signed up for something, and I don't even remember what. And I got an email from them being like, hey, these fringe festivals, if you're looking to perform, are looking for performers. So I was going through them and just kind of checking it out. And I've got stuff booked into November of this year. So I'm not looking to do additional fringe festivals to what I have or am anticipating doing in 2024. But I saw some of them in the UK. I saw some of them in Australia. And I'm like, maybe 2025 is the year. Maybe 2025 is the year that I try to do Edinburgh. Maybe 2025 is the year that I try to jump around some of the Australian fringes. Who knows? Because for what I'm doing, it translates much more easily, even though there's accents and everything like that. When the base language, when the born language, when the first learned language is the same, it's certainly an easier translation to make that work. Let me see if I Eventotron.
Okay.
Is the name of the company, like the software on the back end. So like Scranton, Pennsylvania. Some of you may recognize that from the US version of The Office. Greater Manchester, which is in the UK. Watford, which is in the UK. Philadelphia, which overlaps with Rochester. Sydney, Australia. Camden, which is that's Camden, London. Interesting. They'd want to be
the Camden in the US.
I thought it was the Camden in Jersey because the logo is a fucking pigeon, and I think of Camden as dirty, and I think of pigeons as dirty. And I mean, it's like a fun looking pigeon. I'm gonna upload it into the little dashboard here because this format's fun and lets us do stuff like that.
See, I want to see this dirty bird, the dirty bird of London.
So the picture, the bird here is not as dirty as I envision them to be. So I think this is
it's not a New Jersey Dirty Bird.
Right. I think it's gonna go to the upper right hand corner. I mean, he's fun. He's wearing a top hat, but it's still a fucking pigeon.
Right. But the fancy schmancy pigeon.
It was only me going back to look at this thing again to find the name of it, and I was like, "Oh no, that's Camden, London." Over 4 weeks every August, and but there's just so Melbourne's on here because I actually reached out to Sebastian Robbins, to say hey, because I want somebody on the ground wherever I'm gonna go. Because I reached out to Sebastian Robbins, I reached out to Brogan to say, hey, I might be targeting these areas. Can you help? Because you need, you can't just dive into something from afar.
Yeah. It helps to have boots on the ground.
Nobody's going to show up to your show. So it does take a little bit of help to at least start generating some buzz, get the word out, because you're, connected in whatever the local norm social media channels are. So I don't know that I would do both Edinburgh and Australia in the same year, but I'd like to hit one of them next year and then maybe hit the other one the following year.
Nice.
And of course, if I'm going to go all the way,
I'm hoping we hit Edinburgh next year. Maybe. I'm trying to shoot.
We'll have to coordinate and make it happen.
Yeah. Well, that'd be awesome.
And I said, look, I'm going to set you. I reached out and said, hey, are you going to Fringe? Any Fringe stuff? Can you scout venues for me? Because Edinburgh Fringe Fest is one, and I think we've talked about this before. There's all sorts of different formats, like the Baltimore one that we apply for, the one that we were recruiting people for. Scoop Jesus has applied for that one. You just apply generally, and then they match you with the venue that they think is suitable for you, and you work it out from there. The Rochester one has all of the venues, and you just apply, but you've one application. Edinburgh, you basically need to, outside of any of the software, my understanding of this is actually link up and work out the deal with the venue. Then you register with the Fringe Festival. So I was like, Brogan, I need your help. If you're going to this, I'm going to give you what I'm looking for, size-wise, layout-wise, etc. Can you just, scout some of these for me? I'd appreciate it. Next time I mail you a care package, which should be sometime in the next couple of weeks here. I believe that I'm expecting all of the big sexy digital nomad shirts from the contest tomorrow, maybe. So in that I'll send one out to Brogan and some other stuff that I've got stored.
Did you have all that swag ordered come to you?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna redistribute them accordingly.
Oh, you didn't just send it out directly from the website?
Oh no, it would have cost 10 times as much to do that.
Okay, I have no idea.
Yeah. Plus,
you talking, listeners? Don't mind me. I'm opening the door for my dog.
I'm trying to figure out how much of this I want to dig into. I didn't order them from TeePublic. That's part of the reason why they haven't been distributed directly, like drop shipped. I didn't order them from TeePublic because I have some TeePublic shirts that are somewhere between year 1 and year 2 of ownership that look like they're between year 10 and year 15 of ownership.
Gotcha.
So I reached out to a local printer and said, this is what I want. This is what I need. These are concerns I've had. And this is somebody that I've worked with in the past. So I know that you're getting higher quality shirts. You waited a little longer than we had hoped. And some of that hurts us more than it hurts you because we wanted people wearing them at Scoop Fest, but I did this to us. Originally I was ordering them from TeePublic and then was going to ship them out directly. But this one here, now they're supposed to be done tomorrow. So I'll definitely have them probably sometime next week, if not tomorrow. I'll be shipping them out directly to folks, and I got some overage, so we'll have some stock here, and they should be high quality. They should last for much, much longer. Now, TeePublic, it's my understanding, I haven't reached out to them about any of mine that have kind of faded away and look like they're 20 years old, but apparently they're very good about replacing stuff when that happens. It's not necessarily an every time thing, but I went with a local printer that I've had numerous t-shirts made over the years and have had no issues, no fading, no nothing.
Yeah, and other than that issue, we're very thankful to TeePublic for housing Where Is Big Sexy. If you too want your merch and you don't want it in a t-shirt, you can get it in form or a sticker or something along those lines. Everybody Fox is making a visit. You can go to Where Is Big Sexy. That's WEAR is bigsexy.com, and that'll take us directly to our merch store.
Yeah, and I think some of the problem with the specific shirts that I have that are looking more aged is that when I went through, they have like a generic 100% cotton t-shirt, but then they also have one of the more expensive bougie like soft feel.
Mm-hmm.
And my bitch ass bought all the soft feel ones. And I think that it's really less TeePublic and more the style of shirt that I chose that's the problem. But I just went, I was like, plus they were, I think I paid like $10 a piece as opposed, and no shipping. Obviously I'm going to pay shipping to get these out to everybody, but it probably ends up saving us a couple bucks, and I'm sitting on extra t-shirts now, or will be when I get
good. Right.
So
yeah, I've been sporting the Big Sexy Digital Nomad swag here in Spain, and it's getting noticed.
Next time that we do some sort of a contest drawing or otherwise, which I don't know, we got a 100th episode coming up in 2 months. Maybe that'll be when 10
episodes away, 10 away.
Yeah, 10 episodes is what, 10 weeks? That's the math.
Yeah, 10 weeks.
So 3 months from now.
2.5 months.
Yeah. So why did that feel like? Why did that feel like tough math?
It's 10 on a 12-month scale. That's why.
By the time that we get to episode 100, we'll be right around the corner of the 2-year anniversary.
Pretty close. That's kind of how when a week works.
Listen,
it will be 1 month away, technically, or pretty close to it.
Oh man, yes, I'm firing all cylinders right now, just not necessarily in the math department.
Yeah, well, my dog is being a little asshole right now. He misses his mom, and he's running around here. She's not here, whatever. So sometimes he gets a little huffy puffy. So now I gotta hold his little cute ass.
Yeah.
So
I've got personally in my collection, I have two. I think I only have two. One of them is the one that's in the backdrop of the episode right now. The script Big Sexy and the red letters Digital Nomad, and it's a black t-shirt. And then the one that I absolutely love is this bad boy right here on a purple. And this is the one that I've ordered for everybody are these on purple, because it just pops.
One thing I need to do, and I should probably just play this here. I want to ask Brogan if they can add, or if we can add to it, websites, call to actions. You know, it's cool to have the merch, but have like the QR code for the, you know, our YouTube channel.
I wouldn't do the QR code, only because of the reasons I described with the degradation of of some of the print on it.
Yeah, they'll start breeding. What you do, you do a QR code, and then right above it, you put. Sorry, my dogs. And right above it, you put the website.
The other thing that we could do, you played the production music, so I can keep talking about this. The one thing that we could do is get yet another domain and have that forward to a link tree that has all of the different options. So the YouTube channel, your social media, my social media, the show's social media, the prankcall.me, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, like the bull with the butthole goes to the Patreon. You know, this some other domain, whatever it would be, whether it be steeldildo.com or or whatever.
Something, yeah.
Yeah.
Safe travel biatches.
Yeah, maybe like something that is from more than just this episode. Steel dildo. I mean, I can get steeldildo.biz for.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah. There's a whole lot of different fans.
We have two websites that are maybe NSFW. We try to at least get one that is universally okay, and they'll take them to the link tree that has all the NSFW links.
Yeah. Let's see what exists in the safe travels world.
Yeah. This is making for a great podcast, both of us.
Oh, this is awesome podcasting. Yes. No, I need to stop this. This is a bad idea.
Yeah. We'll find it. Listeners, if you have any suggestions, hit us up in the comments, or send us an email and let us know what URL we should use to send to our link tree.
Oh man, you want another NSFW one?
Sure.
Safe travels in the suggestions, because safetravels.com is obviously taken, but as you scroll all the way down, if you've never bought a website or a web domain on GoDaddy before, not only if what you want isn't available, will they give you a list of things that are similar, but even if what you want is available, they try to tack on to be like, this is similar to what you're doing, so maybe you should grab this too. DiscreetTravels.com.
Discreet Travels,
which on its face isn't NSFW, but boy oh boy does it just scream, or Discreet Trips. DiscreetTrips.com just says sugar daddy, sugar baby to me.
It definitely toes the line of, is this like a business site or like a business site?
Exactly. Oh, AshleyMadison.com is not available. That's weird.
No, maybe AshleyMadison.biz might be though.
Eventually, somebody's going to let that go, right? Is that site still running? Because didn't they blow everybody up?
That site is still running, is my understanding. Maybe not as what it was, but it's still. I think it's up and running. I'll search for it, but I have enough porn on this laptop. I'm not trying to.
There's some company that, and I never paid too close of attention to it because it's like a women's hair dye company. And I would hear the ads on Spotify. I want to say it was Spotify that I would hear the ads, or maybe Sirius XM when I was listening to that back in the day or whatever. And whenever I would hear their ads, and it was Ashley something, and I'm like, wait, what? And I kept, because I would do that like audible double take,
right?
To be like, wait, are they advertising that site on streaming audio? I don't remember what context I was in, whether it was satellite or Spotify or somewhere else. For all I know, it was somewhere else. Then I just totally forgot it. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to check. Listeners, let them know if Ashley Madison is still up and running, or if you remember, give us a call and check us out.
Right. I won't be searching from my office computer because my wife works here too.
Right.
Not that she goes through shit, but you know.
You never know what tabs you might accidentally.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, speaking of like the fucking algorithm, there are these videos, and I think that they just kind of duck their way into my algorithm because they appear to have been shot in like late 2020, maybe early 2021. And they keep showing up in my reels now. And of course, every time you click something within 24 hours, and really within like 2 hours, you just start getting bombarded with that same type of content in your feed. And I used to be so vigilant about never clicking on those because I didn't want that to happen. And now all caution has been thrown to the wind. But there are these videos of, I'd say probably about 80% of them are younger girls, and sometimes adult age, but younger. And sometimes there's men that are doing them, and they are riding up and down the escalators on the strip, like the ones that to get to the overpasses by like the Cromwell and over to what's now the Horseshoe.
What used to be Bally's.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And the reason that I'm saying that they were shot in late 20, early 21 is because a lot of times they're wearing face masks, and so are most of the people around them. But it's somebody videoing from afar of them having ridiculous conversations on their cell phone, and the focus of it is obviously the reactions of the other people that are near them on the escalator. And I mean, it's stuff like one of the ones that was like last night I froze a hot, or maybe she was giving somebody advice because it was so hot that if you take a hot dog and you put it in the freezer for 2 hours and then you stick it up your ass, it cools down your whole body. Like that kind of ridiculous shit. But having this conversation openly and loudly so that all the people around her could hear it. And then obviously what you're watching in the video isn't so much for the ridiculous shit that the people are saying, but for the reactions of the people that are on the escalator in front or behind her. One of them is like, she's like on the phone, and it's like, this guy in front of me has the nicest, juiciest ass. I'm wondering if I just asked him if he would go home with me and fart on me. Like, so yeah, I've been down that rabbit hole now.
That's a interesting rabbit hole.
Yeah,
and hopefully, yeah. Now all of our listening devices are going to start sending us ads. All right, can you pull up our email account?
Yes.
I pulled up on mine, but mine seems to be running on not enough juice and is pausing here and there.
You want the email account? We got some mail here.
Yep, from Toon Geek.
Got it.
Hold on a second. That's I think we just used this.
That's what we're using.
Listener mail.
Yeah, that too. Hey guys, this is Michael McKenna again, telling you that I finally landed an acting gig. Awesome.
Congrats.
I'm going to be in the ensemble for the Bellarine Theater Company's production of I'm Able to Speak. Just as good as the math. The amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. It's a community theater that operates right out of my neighborhood. Awesome. Now, I'm saying awesome as a natural response, not because he's put exclamation points every time he puts one. I happen to say awesome. It just fits. I think that's language. My cousin Amanda introduced me to it, who has been part of this company for years. And man, were they happy to have another member of the family on board. There were two exclamation points in which I didn't say awesome. So I'm balancing it out here.
Yeah.
It may not be a professional gig. I think it is. I mean, maybe if it depends on what your definition of professional is. Maybe they're not
you're getting paid for.
Right.
That's the definition of professional. You're getting paid for.
Yeah, and typically I don't think that's the case with community theater, but it's it's a different.
But if you're getting a stipend, that counts.
Right. But community does have its charm, and I'm looking forward to finally having some local theater friends. This is exactly how I got my network going in Vegas, and I'm excited to see where it leads. Funny thing is, we're actually running the show at Barnegat High School. Correct me if I pronounced that wrong, which is actually the high school I would have gone to had I not moved out to Vegas when I was 9. Well, we've come full circle, huh?
Way to go to visit the school you didn't actually go to.
Yeah, so but would have. And Yeah, rehearsals start in a few weeks, and you bet I'll be giving the rehearsal updates along the way. And I believe he's in New Jersey,
Cool.
right?
Yes, he is. Yeah, I
Which
bet he knows all about
so that
the Jersey
is
Dirty Birds.
yeah. Click, click, click.
What are you looking up?
It's like 2 hours from me. It's not bad at all. I may be, depending on when and
Maybe.
where and the scheduling and my schedule, I may be able to make one of those gigs.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, that is the speaking of making gigs and stuff like that. That is the possible fallout of missing that email. Is we may have to return to the U.S. a lot sooner than expected, and I may have to really grind and find some kind of like full-time work so that we can save up. Because I would go on as a dependent if she gets it, right. I'd come on as a dependent, and you have the same issue of declaration of financial stability that you have with the student visa.
What stops you in this whole process of just reapplying? I mean, I know it took a long time. Your application
The application date already ended.
Oh, okay.
There's a period of time where you can apply for it.
Gotcha.
And then there's a period of time when they let you know if you got it or not.
And then, of course,
those period of times are wide.
They're not hiring funsies. They're hiring out of necessity. So if you don't respond effectively, they're giving your spot to somebody else because they need to fill the spot.
Right. And it's like they have this nice size window for applying and a nice size window for when they'll let you know if you got it. But they let you know you got it. You got 3 days. 3 días. That's it. And it's like, yeah. So hopefully, I'll be able to either reapply or they'll plug me back into the system and give me maybe another one of my choices. So the possibilities are up in the air, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned to Big Sexy Digital Nomad and for updates on how I can continue to fuck up this journey.
Well, my hope is that this all works out for you, because I know that visa wise, that's a game changer, and then you're going to get a little more stability, and more importantly, you're not necessarily just in housing, but that's a visa that lasts for some time, correct?
A year. It lasts for a year. The fingers crossed. So the most likely thing that will happen is I will get accepted, one of her choices, and we'll be in the United States grinding up so we can have the money in the savings account required in order to attain the visa.
Right.
So that we can start the work. So she can start working in October, and we're here for a year. Best case scenario, they get back to me, say I'm accepted, and put us in, get assigned a place. Then both of us get a visa through the company. So they would go back to the US just to get the visa and then come back and not have to worry about any kind of money or anything required to be here in the savings. Yeah.
So I'm hoping it works out.
Yeah, same. And it should. I have faith that it will. Me, keep following us, checking us out on social medias, and stay tuned, because it's never. Sometimes I think things are like, that's things, whatever. A week happens and like, holy fuck, things have changed drastically.
Yeah.
But so I was very, 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 very depressed when
I'm not listening to the Big Sexy Digital Nomad podcast. I'm sad. What helps? Cruising. My name is Bill, and I run Cruise Habit, a YouTube channel and website about cruising. Sometimes I'm vacationing, sometimes I'm doing the digital nomad thing from a ship, but whenever possible, I am cruising, or at least talking about cruising. I've got tips, tours, and more information to make sure you take the right cruise for you. Check out the channel and site by visiting cruisehabit.com/BSDN. That's cruisehabit.com/BSDN.
Thank you,
It wasn't
Billy.
quite as smooth of a transition as I hoped it was based on the way it was labeled. And Lord knows I don't remember what all of these sound like, but hey, it works.
Right, it worked. It worked. Yeah, it's fine. It worked. To be fair, cruising would make it feel a whole lot better. Yeah.
Well, that's
Cruising would
the
definitely help.
alternative. I mean, I reached out to you about your potential availability for possibly putting something together that's sort of anchored around Elkton Magic in February or March. That certainly wouldn't happen if you got this gig. Personally, I hope that you get the gig.
Yeah.
Not that I don't want you on this cruise. That may or may not happen, but there's always a silver lining if need be.
There is, and if I do get the gig, there may be vacation time. So we'll see. We'll see what's what.
Or we shift the plans on that thing to, okay, that runs until whenever, and then a week or two later, we put something together.
Right.
Because we've got, obviously our listenership is growing, but again, you can't expect a vast majority of the people who are listening to have that kind of availability. So tethering it to something else, and then as an add-on, probably makes the most sense, because those group cruises need like 40 cabins booked to make sense.
Right.
And if all of our listeners happen to have that kind of availability, we could probably do 40 cabins.
Maybe. It'd be a tight group, but maybe. Yeah. Well, shout out to all our listeners. Thank y'all for tuning in. Remember, you can also get your Big Sexy merch over at whereisbigsexy.com. You too can have Where in the World is Big Sexy, or Big Sexy Digital Nomad, or some other designs over there done by Brogan. One of my favorites that I'm eventually going to get on the shirt is to say I'm all about the BDSM. Sorry, all about the BDSM, but the way she has big digital sexy nomad mixed up. It's fun, so I'm gonna get that shirt. And the design that I like. Oh, it's me with the hobo stick. Yeah, that says Big Sexy Digital Nomad. I reached out to Brogan. I need to find out again what are the two fonts she used for our logo. I need that information. I don't know. I did a kind of search, whatever, but I need to know the names of those fonts. So Brogan, I'm gonna reach out to you soon, and you can let me know what those fonts are. I'll reach out over.
Hey, buddy, nice podcast.
and reach out to you. But anything else you need to plug there?
Nothing out of the ordinary. All my gigs are at judgmentalist.com. More stuff's getting added on there all the time. I don't know what the quote unquote decision making process for Charm City Fringe is, but I'm assuming that they're going to notify us, and I'll start knowing exactly what kind of dates that I'm going to be doing there within the next couple weeks here. So as that becomes a thing, those will get out there. So my guess is that if you were to make your way to Baltimore, either that last weekend of September or the first weekend of October, you'd have an opportunity to not only see my show, but probably Scoop Jesus performing as well.
That'd be awesome.
He was, and of course my stage partner doing a show, but not to diminish that, but as far as people more directly connected to the pod, so that'll be cool.
We get your stage mate more directly.
What's that? I had a little choppiness.
Did you catch me? The breakup. This thing is always the greatest, but. I was just saying we got to get your you gotta get your showmate more into the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to be more into the podcast, you can swing on over to bullwiththebutthole.com and support the podcast. You can join the community for free, but we'd also love your support at certain different tiers. And we have a list of Patreon subscribers.
You want to do that now, or you want to do that next week when maybe we got better internet? As I sit here and wait for your frozen face to give me an answer.
I didn't hear the question.
Let's do it next week when the internet's not so choppy.
Let's do that. I don't know what's making this internet here chop it up like that. I might have too many women.
Yeah, somebody's got some issues, so we're going to do the thank yous next week just because we don't want them cut up, if you're even hearing this.
Right. Are you hearing that? Hearing anything?
Safe travels.
Safe travels.